Alright guys, hello, my name is Nicholas Tamayo. I'm a recent volunteer at Habitat for Humanity, their Restore. Have you guys ever just had an interest in giving back to the Austin community? Because this is the best way that I personally recommend to do it. So to get started with it, if you guys have cell phones, just make sure that they're all silent. Save all questions till the end. We will have a Q&A. So I appreciate you giving me your time very much. Thank you. So, Austin Habitat for Humanity, they're anchored around their dedication to ending the cycle of poverty, housing, and deeply held the belief that everyone deserves a decent and affordable place to live. Like I said, I recently volunteered for a restore shift in the afternoon not too long ago, and I have to say it was quite a humbling experience. You get to meet a lot of interesting people, you know. It builds teamwork, and on top of that, you're just helping out for a really good cause. So the Restore, the way that it works, it's used to sell affordable goods and materials based on donations. So they don't really buy anything, they just take donations and they sell. And that's kind of how the company makes their revenue, but we'll get into that later. So yeah, I really recommend volunteering. But before I say anything else, let me tell you guys what exactly, who exactly Habitat for Humanity serves. So, applicants that qualify, they need to have three things. They need to have a need for shelter, willingness to partner, and ability to pay. When we say willingness to partner, this means that the people have to be really on board and dedicated to, you know, wanting to make a change in their lives. Because what Habitat for Humanity does is they give houses to not just low-income people, but they still have to be working. They have to prove that with the willingness to partner, that they have to put 300 hours of man work into building their own house along with their neighbors' houses. So it's kind of it keeps a cycle going of people giving back to the community. And they have to present, they have to, an ability to pay. They purchase the home from the Habitat and Humanity eventually after they've done their 300 man hours, and they pay a 30-year mortgage. The payment money is placed in what they, Habitat for Humanity likes to call the Fund for Humanity, which funds the construction of additional homes for qualifying partner families. Alright, so let's talk about what actually the Restore is itself and what part that plays. So anybody can volunteer at the Restore. That's the great part about it. All you need to be is 18 or older and follow and complete their brief online safety course. Personally, I did it within 15 minutes. It's very basic stuff. They just teach you basic instructions on how to use a ladder, how to handle picking up really heavy objects, and dealing with wood because of splinters. You do have to pick up a lot of wood around there. The Restore is a really important factor in the Habitat for Humanity organization, because this is how they make a majority of their revenue that helps support and build these homes around the Austin community. Sure, they do receive large donations, but this is their main way. When people donate, you know, various items, the Restore goes out and it sells them, and this is how they make their revenue that keeps on coming back to them, that keeps them alive. And this is really important because since they are like a kind of nonprofit organization, they do rely on volunteers since they have very, very minimal employees. I want to say they had about maybe 6 employees there total that were paid, and they rely on those 6 employees to train the other volunteers. A lot of the volunteers are repeat, you know, volunteers and regulars from what I saw there. So it is really important, and they understood it too. Everybody seemed to love to be there sharing the same great cause, and I think that's just really awesome because they have a great impact. That's the next thing that I want to get into. The impact that these guys have had is just simply amazing. They've recycled more than 17.5 million pounds of construction materials through the Restore program. The annual regional economic output, is 10 million. So that's how much they've invested into themselves and into these housing projects that, you know, is just great for the Austin community, helping bring down poverty rates. They built more than over 400 homes. They repaired more than 240 existing homes for, you know, people that really have a hard time working, elderly, disabled, and veterans who are just down on their luck. And on top of that, we have prepared and supported more than 10,000 homeowners through home buyer education. So, in conclusion, I just want to talk about and review what we just discussed. We went over the what exactly Austin Habitat for Humanity serves, which is the Austin community in this case. The Habitat for Humanity Restore, we talked about, you know, what you could expect, if anything, when you volunteer and how it will be, and the impact that it has within the community of Austin. So at this time, if you guys have any questions, and by the way, thank you for listening so much, but if you guys have any questions, now would be the time.